Jay Brooks in the Morning Rush.
Wake up!
Kiss Country.
Well, it's 7:38, and we've got snow coming to the area. Winter weather advisory in effect until 6 o'clock tonight. And what better person to talk to than the DOT? Pete Helmstead. How are you, Pete?
Not bad, are you, Jay?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a Tuesday. It's moving by really slow. Can't wait to get to the weekend already.
You got a few days to go, bud.
I know it. So what, first off, let's talk about this road construction. Is a lot of that stuff wrapped up, and we got snow moving into the area, but with sunshine to follow and cold temperatures?
Yeah, pretty much everything's wrapped up. As we talked about last week, the Floyd overpass, the eastbound, southbound lanes opened up last Tuesday, as we talked about. So that's good. The bridges have opened up by Sheffield and Iowa 17 by Renwick and US 169 north of Algona. They're open. The only place we're still doing a little bit of work is the resurfacing project on Highway 18 over in the Wesley area.
Okay.
All the asphalt and everything's down. There's just some work on the shoulders. So you'll probably see that through this week, not today, obviously, but through this week, and we'll see what happens next week as far as temperatures. But just be aware of that. There could be some sporadic or intermittent lane closures or just maybe even some shoulder closures. But other than that, yeah, construction has pretty much wrapped up for the season.
Just last week when we were talking about that Floyd overpass opening up, had a few people that I know that hunt over that way, and they came back and they're like, I was over there and they had that intersection open over there in Floyd. I said, I know you didn't listen this morning. That we were talking
See,
about
now you could use that line.
Exactly. I'm going, wow, I actually paid attention and know some information I can pass along to people now.
Yeah.
I said, well, when did that open? I go, 8:30.
Tuesday morning, it opened up.
Yeah. Was it about 8:30 or when did it get opened up?
8:30 was when they were doing some work with the signals, changing them to all red. I think it opened up a little after 10 o'clock by the time they got the signals timed and pulled all the barricades off. And yeah, I think it opened up around 10 o'clock.
Gave it a whole new look too, didn't it? I bet.
Sure did. I haven't been over there yet. I need to get over there soon, but I was gone in North Dakota Wednesday, so just got back Sunday. So yeah, hopefully this week I can get over there.
Well, there you go. Well, it's good to hear that a lot of that construction is getting wrapped up here in the area, but now, you got the plows all ready to go. We got all the plows on the front of the trucks.
Oh yeah, they're ready. They're over in the Algona, Sway City area. We got plows on the road right now, just because of the weather that they're starting to see. And as it moves to the north and east, we'll be ready to go. I just talked to our supervisor in the Mason City and Hanlintown garages, and they're ready. So soon as the conditions call for it, the trucks will be on the road.
They're on standby, sitting in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I don't know if they're quite doing that. I'm sure they're doing their maintenance and making sure everything's set and loaded up with salt and brine, and they'll be ready once it hits.
Pete, my mind is weird because I'm thinking like an aircraft carrier where they're all sitting there in the trucks, all ready to go, helmets on, lights on, check.
Catapult springs them out of the garage.
Exactly. And we're a go.
Yep.
That's just how my mind works. I don't know why, but it's always been that way. Weird.
It doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
Hey, you don't have to agree with me now.
Yeah, well, don't make it easy.
So not much else to talk about for that. The guys are ready to go. So our guys and gals, and remember, you can always check out the website and also on the social media. I'm not social media, but your mobile app to get those.
Yep, exactly. And social media as well. We've got Twitter. The DOT has Twitter accounts. There's a 511 IA Twitter account. The DOT Facebook page. They're very good resources as well there. People are keeping those things up to date constantly, so that's also a very good resource. And just remember that we have not had a lot of winter weather yet.
No.
And I know we say this all the time, but we always see it all the time. People drive too fast, or they get behind, or they're not wearing their seat belts, and that's usually when bad things happen. So make sure you slow down, give yourself extra time, especially this afternoon, maybe coming home from work. It could be a bit more challenging. So be aware of that. This one could start with a little bit of rain and then freeze up. So there could be ice. Obviously, there's snow coming. So again, it's winter. Be ready for it, and get those winter driving skills fresh in your mind.
And don't follow the snow plows too close because they can't see you, and you won't be able to see anyway. So that,
Exactly, and you don't know what's going on in front of them. If maybe
right.
his car's spun out that the truck's got to stop for, and if you're following too closely, you may not have time to stop. And then again, too, make sure that you stay behind them if at all possible,
Right.
because when you're behind a plow, you're on a plowed road.
Right.
When you try to pass them, first of all, the conditions can be a little challenging, and then you get in front of a plow, and conditions can be even more challenging. So just be smart, use common sense. That's the big thing right there. And obviously, if you're out on interstate and the plow's out on the shoulder and they're just cleaning things up, yeah, you can get around them. But if you're on a two-lane road and it's snowing and the plow's in front of you, have a little patience, get where you're going safely. That's all that matters.
I've been stuck behind snow plows, Pete. This wasn't in Iowa, it was in Minnesota. I was behind 5 snow plows. I couldn't even go around them. It wasn't that bad visibility wise, but they took up from the left side of the road all the way to the shoulder. They were
Well,
just,
that sounds like you were in Des Moines or Minneapolis or
I was up by Park Rapids, south
yeah,
of
there you
there.
go.
That's where
Yeah,
it
well,
was.
I can't
Or no,
comment
no,
on Minnesota.
no, it wasn't that part. It was where was I at when that happened? Is that like St. Cloud, maybe?
Sure.
That could have been. I think that's where it was. I was trying to think.
Yep. Yeah, and a
But
lot of times they'll do stuff like that just to get the roads clean. They take it out and take a whole swath, and that way they get through there one time, and you've got a hopefully a better driving surface and hopefully a safer route to wherever you're going.
yeah, it worked. But I'm like, what are you kidding me? I can't even
Yep.
go around.
Yep.
And I think back to our conversations, Pete. Yep.
Yep. And they probably did that for a reason, Jay.
I know. I
It's a
know.
lot safer for them too. You got to remember that it's not just the travelers; those snowplow drivers have to really be aware of what's happening, and they've got a lot of
Yeah.
things going on as far as what they're monitoring and everything. So it's a safety thing for everybody on the road, including the plow drivers.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I've always wondered too with the experienced plow drivers. I mean, how many times do they go? Because I'm amazed that you never see a snow plow in the ditch,
Yeah,
and they're the ones that are plowing the roads that you can't see. I mean, I've been on those roads that haven't been, and I'm going, man, I don't know how I could even be a snowplow driver.
I tell you what, these drivers know their routes literally
Mhm.
like the back of their hand. They've almost got a GPS in their head. That's
Right.
they've done this before, and they're very, very, very good at what they do. So
Yeah.
it's it's amazing that you're right. They do a really good job of getting the roads clean, doing it safely for them, and doing it safely for other drivers as well.
Yeah. Because, I've been through that situation, not seeing it. You can't see the roads. You can't see the lines. You can't see nothing. All you see is the telephone poles.
Sure.
And as long as you're between those, then you're good. But,
Yeah, that's I mean, there's still a little bit of leeway between those telephone poles, but
well,
you're
yeah.
right. And like I said, they know. And the other thing is too is they try to get out there. I mean, they're not going to wait till you get 3 or 4 inches of snow on the road. As
Right.
soon as the conditions call for it, they get out there. But that doesn't mean the visibility isn't bad. But again, like I said, they know their roads. They know the trouble spots. They know what to watch out for. And like I said, they're very good at it.
When you hear people, and I'm just saying this for people that maybe listen to the radio or you hear about it because it gets spread around so quickly with social media. But when you decide to pull the plows, what is it
hmm
that makes you guys decide what time that you decide to go? You know what, boys, we're pulling the plows.
The big thing is the safety factor. When it becomes too dangerous for our plow drivers, we're going to, get the plows off the road. Now, that happens so rarely. The big times you see the plows get pulled, it's usually on interstates. And the reason for that is because something closes the road. It's very rare that the weather itself will close the road. What
Hmm.
happens is you have people out in conditions that are so bad, you start getting some crashes on interstate, and it's not safe to get tow trucks out there, and you've got a semi or you've got 3 or 4 cars that are either stuck or have had a crash and they're sitting in the travel lanes, and you can't get them off the road,
Right.
and you can't let traffic continue because it's just going to get backed up, or there's going to be crashes happening behind them. So that is usually what ends up closing a road. And when that happens, we will get the road closed. We will get trucks out there to do what we can to clean the road. We'll try to get it clean so tow trucks or whatever can get out there and get the vehicles off the road.
Mhm.
So it is rarely the weather itself closes a road or gets the plows off the road. Again, unless it's unsafe conditions. It's usually when we get crashes and we can't get tow trucks, law enforcement, people out there, again, for safety reasons. That's what usually closes a road.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So, to find out what.
And again, yeah, I was gonna say, and there's you got 2-lane roads too, where if the conditions are horrible and the trucks have to be off the road for a couple hours, and you're getting however much snow an hour plus heavy winds, and places get drifted in, yeah, that road might get closed until the trucks can get out there too. But again, it's it's very rare, but it does happen, and that's why the 511 app, the 511 website are so important to be referenced, to make sure you get a look at, especially in really, really bad conditions.
Uh, it's always good to get an update. Of course, we'll continue to do this all winter long, maybe even a couple extra times throughout the week, depending on what kind of snow showers we get.
Exactly. Whatever calls for it, you know where to find me.
So, yeah, sitting behind the desk with the feet on.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Thanksgiving. You have a good Thanksgiving, Pete?
I didn't. I had a really good Thanksgiving.
Did
Spent,
you?
like I said, up in southeast North Dakota. So they had good weather up there too. Not as
Yeah,
warm as here, but still like upper 30s, low 40s, which is pretty nice for up there.
not bad. And it helps too. The Vikings won on Thanksgiving night.
It made it stressful as always, but yes, it was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. I was dressed head to toe. I got brand new shoes now too. I got the Hey Dudes. I wear the Hey Dudes all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, I got
Yep.
I got Viking dudes.
Wow, you're fancy.
Oh man. From the shoes to the socks to the Zuba pants to the t-shirt to the ball cap. Head to toe,
Nice.
Pete. Head
Yeah,
to
I
toe.
didn't go that far, but my nephew's a huge Vikings fan, so I got to watch a game with him, and we were both sporting our Vikings jerseys, so it was a good day.
Well, I knew the Vikings needed more power to get through, so that's why I had to get the extra shoes.
I appreciate the extra effort.
Well, people I'm superstitious, Pete.
I know you are.
So I get it. I got people that know that too. They're like, hey, whatever you're doing during the Vikings game, keep doing it. So
Yep, do not stop.
no. But I had to add the shoes because I thought, whoa, we're gonna need some extra help here this weekend.
Yeah, anytime you can beat Bill Belichick, you
Yeah.
can be pretty proud of that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially coming off a big loss against the Cowboys.
Correct. And I think we talked about it before. The having just a few days to think about it or not think about it was probably the best thing that could have happened for him.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's good though. Eagles beat the Packers the other night.
Yep, that was a pretty good game.
Yeah, it was. Rodgers is out with a broken thumb and a sore ribs or cracked ribs or whatever he's got going on there.
Yep, he said he's gonna try to play this Sunday, so we'll see. He said it depends on how the rest of the week goes.
My opinion on that thing is, and I've been watching sports channels and talk shows and everything too.
Okay.
Let Love play.
Yeah.
You're not in the play. You're not playing for the playoffs. You're out.
Yeah.
And just get healed up and be ready to go next year with whatever you're going to do. Retire or get traded to a new team or whatever you're going to do.
Yeah, I think for the long-term benefit of the Packers organization, you're right. Jordan Love needs to get some more experience, and this is a great time to do it.
I'm a Packer fan. You don't hear me say this very often, but I'm not a lover of Aaron Rodgers. I can't stand the guy. I hate the guy. But the Love guy, he's pretty good.
Yeah, from what I've seen of him, the difference from last year
To
when he
this year,
played a
yeah.
little bit to this year is incredible. So yeah, who knows? Maybe the Packers will have 3 quarterbacks in 45 years.
That'll make Aaron Rodgers happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just add some more quarterbacks to the list. He loves it. Make it drive him out. That's what it's going to do. So, but anyway, we could have a whole entire talk show with Pete about it, sports and weather and snow plows, but I got to let you get back to work.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've got music, and you'll probably have weather announcements coming up soon.
Well, early out, you think, today?
It's very possible.
Oh, boy. So they're talking, is it coming down heavily over towards the west? It's moving this way?
I don't think it's coming down heavily yet, but like I said, as soon as it starts and there is the opportunity for the plows to be out to do what they can to keep it from making any travel issues, they'll be out. So I don't think there's anything heavy yet, but it's starting to show signs. So they are out over, like I mentioned, in the Algona and Sway City area.
All right. Like we said before, drive safe is going to be more of an impact later when you come home from work than it is right now during the day. So, Pete, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds good, Jay.
That's the good stuff.